Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Napick and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Napick.
Welcome to the show, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Thank you for joining us. Yes, another radio adventure is right here. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, KPRC 950. Glad you joined us. And of course, you can always hear past shows at stewart.com/Houston. We have about 309 right there to entertain you and inform and even inspire, as we always do. So, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title begins right now. We have our first guest. She is Mary Lee. She is the Senior Loan Officer at Cornerstone Home Lending right here in Houston, Texas. Mary Lee, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. I'm excited to be here.
We are excited to have you. Let's tell people, first of all, about Cornerstone Home Lending, a little bit about your company.
Cornerstone Home Lending's been in business since 1988. We've been throughout the United States and through Texas for the last 24 years. I've been in this business for 25 years. Cornerstone has probably about 1,700 employees, and we fund probably in the realm of about $8 billion of loan production a year.
That is a lot of production.
It's a lot of production.
So let's tell people right now, when we think about the beginning of the year, let's tell people about the market conditions as you see them right now.
Market conditions this year are forecasted to be very brisk. We're seeing the refinance world go away because rates, if you haven't refinanced, you're going to do it in the next 6 months. And so that trend will fall over and off the production scheme. But purchase transactions are supposed to be very brisk for 2020.
And you mentioned refinance. Let's tell people, we haven't talked about that in a while. As far as refinancing, let's say out of, 10 loans that you're taking on right now, how many of them would be refinancing?
About two.
Two.
Now.
So there's 20%.
Right.
And you see that trend continue.
Yes. The arms are starting to adjust. And so most people, because rates are so low, are trying to get out of the arm and into a fixed rate, which mimics what the arm was when they closed.
That's interesting. As far as, let's say, the other 80% of the loans, what are the rates? Let's say, I know it depends, but when people have various credit conditions, what's the average rate, would you say, on a maybe 15-year loan this week? We know it's going to change maybe tomorrow, but give us an idea of what the rates have been.
3.25% on a 15-year fixed rate.
That is incredible.
It is incredible.
I mean, and especially when we think of your longevity in the profession, going way back.
My first mortgage was at 13.5%, so 3.25 looks really good from where I'm sitting.
It is incredible. So as we look ahead, as far as we don't know how rates are going to change, if they're going to change, but people talk about an election year and things like that. How do you feel the rate's going to be or continue or move along in the next few months?
Rates are supposed to be stable to maybe increasing a little bit. The Fed has come out saying that they're probably going to raise rates towards the end of this year. We hope that it's not going to have a huge impact. I think the election's going to have more of an impact on our rates than what the Fed's going to do.
Very interesting. What are some of the other things in your company? All of us do our best, whether we're in the title business, real estate professionals, in your world. But what are some of the things that you do that we should do as far as adding value as we relate to our customers?
Well, when we relate to our customers and adding value, we like to guide and direct them to show them exactly what Cornerstone can do as far as helping them with our great loan portal called LoanFly. We have the latest technology to help them, which means that they don't have to go get all of their volumes of paperwork, make copies. They can upload it right from their cell phones, and it makes a huge difference in the time added value to them. We also have 10-day express closings. We do that on our jumbo and our conforming and our government loans. And so we are able to help them through many different phases of speed and accuracy when it comes to closing loans.
Now, that catches my ear, and I think other people listening, 10-day express loans. Let's talk about that. What is it, and who and what kind of loans does it apply?
Well, it applies to the broad spectrum across the board, our government loans, our conventional loans, and even our jumbo loans. So if you're somebody that's in prospect with us and we have your information and you all of a sudden find a house and the seller says, well, we'll only sell it to you if we can close in 10 days, we'll make that happen.
That is incredible. So now that is that very popular?
Oh,
I
exceedingly
mean, it seems like everybody
popular.
wants
Yes.
something. When do
Quickly,
we want it?
yes,
Now.
Very
I want
quickly.
it now.
Yes, I want it now. It's popular when a seller needs to move very quickly, and a buyer wants to get in the house and they don't have any home to sell, and they're either in an apartment and their lease is up and they want to move very quickly. We've had several of those that have happened over the last 6 months.
What are some of the other things from a technology standpoint that your company provides or that you're seeing out there evolving in 2020?
Well, loan officers at Cornerstone are given the ability to have their own app, which directly helps our clients. We can download it, send it to the customer. We can send it to the real estate agent who can give it to them immediately. They can apply right there online, and we'll see that the app comes in. We give our customers the ability, once they apply, to write their own pre-approval letter right there in front of the house so they do not lose the opportunity to get their offer in on time.
And when we think about, again, your longevity in the industry, or even just thinking back the past few decades, as far as technology goes, it is
incredible.
Amazing what we're able to do.
We just got an email over the weekend that one of our clients wrote their own pre-approval letter in order to get their home when they got the home.
Give us an idea about, we hear the term reverse mortgages. Let's tell people, in case they don't know what that is, let's tell them what it is and who would be of interest for that loan.
Reverse mortgages are really becoming of age, I think, right now. It allows a family, 62 years or older, a single married couple, to be able to stay in their home when we are seeing people live longer and longer. Some people are outliving their 401ks, their retirement accounts. And so this gives them the ability to tap into the equity in their home to let them live and stay at home.
And is that a very popular loan right now?
It's gaining popularity. We've helped other clients who are older, in their 90s, be able to supplement their living expenses because they've either outlived their retirement, their medical expenses are too much, or they need constant care at home, and it affords them that luxury.
Very interesting. What are some of the other things that you'd like people to know about your company or what's going on in your profession?
Cornerstone is probably on the cutting edge of the newest technology, not only for our clients, but in the industry. Besides our express close, our 10-day close, and our jumbos that close less than 30 days, we have the ability to get you, your client, to the closing table with great accuracy, speed, and most of all, the best customer service.
That sounds interesting. Also, let's tell people how they can reach out to you and your website.
Thank you. My website is marydlee.com. I'm at 1177 West Loop South. My direct line is 713-212-3054.
One more time on the number.
713-212-3054.
And when we think about this part of town where your office is, where this radio station is, it is like a beehive here in Houston, Texas, Mary Lee.
Well, it really is. It's funny and exciting. My production partner, Martin Lopez, is out in our 249 office. Our production assistant and head of our processing team, Brian Allen, works out of Florida. So we have a lot of different ways that we can help our clients, but we are in different locations for a reason, that we can get to people in different parts of the city.
The other thing that would come to mind as we think about all the people that are coming to Houston from out of state, out of the country, or even wherever, let's tell people, as far as the loans when you're working with people, how many of them are for out of the state?
I'd probably just say
Roughly.
25% of what we do are for people relocating or moving from one part of Houston to another for their jobs.
And let's tell people again, if someone wants to reach out to you, Mary Lee, with Cornerstone Home Lending, what should we do?
Well, you can call me on my cell phone as well, and that's 281-450-1870, or again, Mary Lee at houseloan.com.
And that phone number again is?
713-212-3054.
There you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Mary Lee. Thank you, Mary Lee, for being on the show. She'll be back in a little bit. She is with Cornerstone Home Lending. We're coming right back with even more. Stay with us, please. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Most of the time we are right here in Houston, Texas, but every once in a while we go remote. And recently I was in beautiful Austin, Texas with a good friend of mine, Danny Frank. He is the team leader at Keller Williams Lakeway. And here's what he had to say about Lakeway, Texas and Austin.
So in Lakeway, Keller Williams, we're about 250 agents strong here in the Austin market. And at this particular area, we kind of own this market up here. We do have some other great competitors in here, but they all just help us keep our market up and going strong. So, one of the biggest things about Lakeway is it's about a 55% owner occupied. So that means 45% are either resort properties, second homes, or rental properties. And our average transactions this last month and year to date is running about 600 to 605 per transaction. And, Austin compared to Houston, Bill, it only has 14,000 realtors. Austin's smoking hot, lots of realtors, but Houston, 40,000 plus realtors. So the competition in Austin is for a realtor is a lot less than it is in the Houston market.
Therefore, you would assume that the realtor makes more money in Austin.
They do. The average per capita is almost 2x what it is for an average in Houston.
And we'll remind people, those that don't know you were the team leader at another Keller Williams right there in Clear Lake, I believe, right? Right by
Clear
the
Lake
NASA.
And at up in Cypress at 290 and Highway 6. And I was part owner at that location, and I sold that one and kind of moved to Austin.
So you're very familiar with the real estate market, both in Houston and the Keller Williams culture.
I'm still very active in the Houston market as well. I'm still on the board of not the board of directors, but the MLS and technology committees.
And how many people do you see in your Keller Williams Lakeway office that come from Houston to either buy a home, and who wouldn't want a second home here?
Bill, we see a lot of that. I'll say half of my agents here in Austin are also members of the MLS in Houston because they want to put their properties here in beautiful Lakeway, Texas on the MLS in Houston, so they'll have double exposure, and it really helps quite a bit. We get quite a few leads from HAR.com, and a bigger explosion of people get to see our properties versus here in Austin.
And as far as the ratio of realtors here, Austin, Texas area, what are some of the other differences you've seen about the market here as you've been here now almost a year?
Bill, one of the biggest things that's the biggest thing for me, the difference is everybody talks about the traffic in Austin, and I'm in Lakeway, and I don't hardly ever go to Austin, hardly ever. If I do, it's very, very in and out quick type thing. But I there's one traffic light between here and my house, and if there's 3 cars in front of me, there's a traffic jam, right? So it's easy living here. This is kind of like being in Kingwood and never having to leave, or the Woodlands and never having to leave.
But you have super scenery.
I do.
You have hills. Right there, we're looking at the water.
Yeah.
People can see it on the YouTube channel, but if you can't, you're listening on the radio. Super clean water right there below us, and I don't know how many feet we are up here, this elevation, but it's really incredible. But a great feel and place here at this time of year, but also certainly the summertime. This has extra bonus features. In fact, the Lakeway Resort is in the horizon.
Right
if you
there.
look at it, we're looking across at it
all
right
of
now.
Lakeway Resort and Marina.
Many Houstonians go there. Well, also, let's tell people as far as the marketplace right now, how active is it in terms of, let's say you're listing a home right now.
So right now in Lakeway, if you list it, and it's going to probably have an offer, multiple offers, probably within a week to 10 days. Our average days on market is under 30 days here in Lakeway, and our average transaction year to date is running somewhere about, I'll say 625, 630 is our average per transaction per side.
And if someone calls your office, and how many realtors are at your office?
We're about 250.
Roughly? So right there at Lakeway, they call your office and they say, I want to buy in the Lakeway area. And let's just take an amount. We'll go with a low amount. Let's say relatively low. They say, hey, $400,000 I have. No way.
Yeah.
You're already shaking your head.
That's not going to happen in Lakeway.
Okay, all right. Let's
the average. You have to get outside of Lakeway just a little bit. This is I'll equate Lakeway. There's it's kind of like the River Oaks of Houston and Tanglewood and that whole area. It's very affluent, upper middle class, high-end homes. I mean, that house right across the street is listed for $1.9 million, and it's due to close here at the end of the month. So, you know, it's waterfront, boat access. There's a tram going up and down. So all these things have very special things. Right now, the lake's about 12 foot low, and you know, so average pool's about 680, and where you and I are standing right now, we're about 800 foot. So I never have to worry about flooding here at my house, but there's so many things to consider buying lakefront property or property around a lake that you never would have think about in Houston or up even around Lake Houston.
All right, so let's say someone doesn't need or want to be by the lake with a view, but they just want to be in this general area. What is what would we spend for a nice home, maybe 2,500 square feet, not a giant home, but just an average home?
Well, again, the average transaction for all of Lakeway, $650,000. That's average.
All right, so if we had that $650, we could buy something that's nice.
The house directly across the street from mine for sale. Coldwell Banker has it listed, and they started off at $599. It's very 1976 version home. It's never ever been updated, and it's been on the market since about June, and they just lowered the price to $499 because it's just so outdated. There's so many other houses that are out there, so that one's still not priced properly, or it would have sold, right? So because it probably needs $250,000 to $300,000 worth of work to get it updated.
And when you share information or when you have your company meetings, Keller Williams, specifically in the Austin area, there's other locations. Right. I think there's about 4. I think you mentioned earlier. So do you all trade notes and you talk about people coming in, where they're coming from, and things like that? Let's tell people about the influx. We hear about that all the time in Houston, that they're always people, and we always hear they're coming from California, but they're coming from California and other places.
I just read an article the other day on Inman about U-Haul trailer prices. From San Francisco to Austin, one way is about $5,000
for the U-Haul.
For the U-Haul big van, one way, $5,000. From Austin to San Francisco is $49.
There you go. They're on their way.
They're paying you to take it back almost.
And where else are they coming from besides California?
They're coming all over. You know, Austin's a very high-tech company. We have Google, we have Adobe here, and we have Apple's building the new campus here. So there's a lot of high-tech, AMD's here. All these great companies that are high-tech are moving to Austin, and we're seeing a lot of different industries starting to come in to support those different offices here.
And let's tell people about the feel. You've lived in the feel of living in the Austin area, in Lakeway. Other than real estate and business, what are some of the other things that you would observe and you feel? I know you're enjoying your time here.
Well, you know, I wish y'all see the view. This is something I get to come out every morning. Looking out this way right here is due west. And so I get to watch the sunset every day. Bill, you and I have known each other. If you go back and look at my Facebook page or my Instagram page, everything is Dan Frank TX. Go follow me. Love to have you follow me on Instagram or Facebook. But
Danny, before we close out this segment, what else would you like people to know about your branch here, Keller Williams Lakeway, or anything else about the market that we might want to know and find interesting?
One thing I'd like to tell everybody that's listening and watching is that, you know, we have lots of great houses up in this area. If you're in the market for a second home, Airbnbs are allowed up here. In the city of Lakeway, they have kind of a weird ordinance that you have to rent it for 30 days and charge a set price for that 30 days. But you know, whether they want to stay in it 1 day or 30 days, they get that same price. So it's there's a big market for the Airbnb up here. If you have people looking for resort properties, we have all that up here. You know, or on the other side of the spectrum, if you're looking to invest in great property, values are always, they're just skyrocketing up here. So we're looking there. On the other side of that, I'm looking to grow my team. Are you looking for a new adventure outside of Houston or where you may be watching this or listening to this? You know, come talk to me. I'd love to talk to you about how I'm growing the team here in Austin. We're doing so well. You know, my average agent, out of 250, did about $189,000 in gross commission last year. That's not bad. Or
Average. Let alone the superstars.
Yeah, I got people making $3 and $4 million. So it's crazy.
There you go. And how can people reach you, Danny?
They can reach me directly. My cell phone number, it hadn't changed since the early 90s, I think, is 713-569-8102. That's my direct cell number, 713-569-8102. Or you can always find me on Facebook or Instagram at DanFrankTX. Everything that I do is DanFrankTX. So just go find me and let's talk.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. We are back, and now we have Darina Canizales and Andrea Thomas with RE/MAX Metro right in the heart of Houston, Texas. Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
Hi, Bill. Great to be here.
You are real live realtors right here in the fourth largest city in the United States. First of all, Darina, let's tell people about your company, RE/MAX Metro.
Sure. So I am a real estate professional with RE/MAX Metro, which is a RE/MAX office. It's a boutique RE/MAX office inside the loop, in the inner loop of Houston. And we are, to be honest with you, right in the heart of Upper Kirby at Richmond and Kirby is where you can find us. And what makes our office wonderful is that we are an exclusive RE/MAX firm where the average agent possesses about an average of 25 years of experience in the industry, which is phenomenal. You know, we wanted to align ourselves with a company that shares the same values as we do. Andrea, what would you like to add on to that?
Like Darina said, we are an office of about 35 agents, and all of us are experts at what we do. We are all business owners, and what's great about it, we have a sense of community. We're all, as I said, individual business owners, and it's wonderful to have a community to lean on and be in a place where we could continue to learn and grow.
And when I think about your office, I am picturing it right now in my mind because I've been there several times. And I think back to one of the first times that I visited your office, and that's about 5-6 years ago. Mm-hmm. And just when we think about the progress and the evolution of Houston, how the activity is, I mean, it was in a tremendous location then, right there on Richmond, right? Mm-hmm. But now the activity in that area has grown in a crazy way.
Mm-hmm. It really has. And there's, we are seeing a lot of development, and we are seeing, a lot of excitement in the area.
It's incredible.
Tons of commercial development nearby, tons of residential development nearby. Yes, it's great to be in the middle of all that.
And let's tell people, Andre, as far as the price points, let's say someone, and we'll paint the picture, Richmond and Kirby in Houston, Texas. So you're inside the loop. Let's tell people as far as that, well, let's put it this way. Let's say I wanted to spend $500,000. Would I even be able to find something in that area? Or what is the price point for maybe 2,500 square feet or, a nice place?
You'll probably be over $500,000 in that area. There are some areas in the inner loop where you could get under $500,000, and you may be closer to Memorial Park for under $500,000, possibly in a townhome. But yes, absolutely. You can buy a lot in the area for.
So 500 can still buy something there, but probably a good time to buy would be now.
Absolutely.
That's right, because it's going to be going up. We know
Yes.
that area is brisk and is appreciating in a tremendous way for people that are selling their homes. So, Darina, let's give us your viewpoint as far as the way you approach real estate. Now, you both are on here on this segment, and you kind of are a collaboration team, if you will. Let's tell people how you're working together and how that helps your buyers and sellers.
Our relationship started as Andrea being my mentor, and, we are both at different stages in our professional career and in our business, and we are in constant communication, strategizing, planning, and bouncing ideas off of each other. And, we enjoy discussing different issues that may arise from a real estate transaction. As we know, real estate transactions can be complicated at times. So we are that much more equipped working and collaborating with one another to better the experience of our clients. And, that makes it valuable for us. Andrea, what would you like to add on to that?
Yes, absolutely. We work great as a team. What the average person doesn't know is that there are multiple points of negotiation in any transaction, 5 that I can think of right now. So things are constantly coming up, and it's wonderful to have a partner to bounce ideas off of. And we both have honed our skills at how to navigate these different stages of the transaction.
Now, it's interesting. Every time you say, Andrea, would you like, she's always there ready to add something, kind of like a collaborative partner, right?
Absolutely.
Give us an idea as far as technology. We think about the technology changing. What are some of the things, let's say, in the last part of the year that you incorporated from a technology standpoint that maybe you didn't at the beginning of 2019? Or what are the things that you're doing right now to serve your buyers and sellers from a technology standpoint?
Well, let me tell you. So aligning ourselves with a company such as RE/MAX, and RE/MAX being an international and global company, it allows us to access tools for our clients. For instance, we were just experiencing this where we have clients moving from other parts of the world. And, with RE/MAX, it makes the access smooth, and it makes the access to that client coming over to Houston very accessible, because RE/MAX does provide the tools for that relationship, whether it's international or domestic. Andrea, what would you say to that?
So that's more on a large scale. We have that resource of other agents in other cities. On a smaller scale, we have resources through MLS. We have custom searches we can set up down to the fine detail that's doing research for us in the background while we're out meeting with clients. We also have some reverse search capabilities where we can actually reach out to other agents that may have clients with criteria that matches up with one of our listings. So there's actually a ton of resources as far as technology goes that allow us to better complete our real estate transactions.
When you work with someone, let's say out of the state or out of the country, out of maybe 10 transactions, how many are you seeing as far as that are, let's just say, out of state right now?
I think it's about 20%. Yeah,
is that right?
Annually, yes.
And we hear a lot about people from California. That's one area, right? But there are other places they're moving from, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And I see a lot of people moving to Midland from Houston right now. I've had 2 clients in the last year move to Midland, which I thought was interesting.
We are talking with Darina Canizales and Andrea Thomas. They are with RE/MAX Metro. What are some of the other things we should think about, Darina?
Well, some of the other things, as far as our market, we are seeing a very strong market. The Houston Real Estate, Houston Association of Realtors, overall, we saw sales for 2019 that were up 5% over the prior year, and sales in December were up 14% over the prior year. That is huge, Bill. That is huge for our market. Typically consumers are concentrating on the holidays. However, this year they were focusing on purchasing real estate, and that has set the tone for a strong beginning to 2020. So in this past January, we just saw a lot of activity. We saw a lot of movement, and a lot of energy that, as far as showings, as far as closed transactions, which typically we do not start to see that kind of activity until March. And this year, we are starting off strong and early.
Interesting. I've been hearing that all week, last week, about from several realtors, how this month already is, I'll use one of the terms, it's rocking right out.
Yes.
It really is.
Interesting. Let's tell people how they can reach out to you. We'll start with you, Darina.
So, friends, you can reach me at 713-291-6139, and that is my cell phone, and I am always ready to answer your calls.
And one more time on the cell phone.
713-291-6139.
And Andrea?
Andrea Thomas. My number is 281-536-8073, or on Facebook, Andrea Thomas, Real Estate Expert.
The number again is
281-536-8073.
Andrea Thomas, Darina Canizales. Thank you guys for being on the show. We're going to come right back with even more. Stay with us, please.
Thanks for having us.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I say it all the time. I didn't say it yet on this show, but let me say it now. That is, stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer. If you are in the real estate profession here in Houston or anywhere else, as we are an international company, once again, stay close to your Business Development Officer. And there are two that are right here close to me in the radio station. First, Christina Sacco. Christina, welcome to the show. So let's tell people, first of all, what is a business development officer? Many people know, but there's a few that still don't know.
No, well, our role is to help educate realtors and be a resource for them. So we want to be able to provide the best service, connect them to an escrow officer that complements their work style, and we want to make the realtors shine for their clients. So we want to provide great service. We want to provide great educational tools for them, and just help them in any way to help promote their business.
And not only that, this radio show is an event every week that takes place, but in addition, you and the other business development people around the city and beyond are putting forth classes, so many great things where they can learn more about their profession, even get continuing education credits. So if you have any of those things coming up, let's tell people about that. If not, let's tell them how they can reach out to you.
Absolutely. We have some great classes coming up in February. We have a death and money class on how to protect your money, especially for realtors, since they are basically independent contractors. You know, they need to know about death and money and what that means for them in a volatile market. Also, we have a class on permitting coming up at the end of February. We have a couple in March on another wealth management class, as well as flood control and the flood ordinances in the city, which is so critical with all the changes in a post-Harvey world.
That's why you need to be close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer. And let's tell people the office that you represent, Christina.
So I represent Fine Properties. We have 2 convenient locations, and we want to make it easy for our realtors and their clients on what their needs are. So we have the capabilities to close on Post Oak Boulevard, 1360 Post Oak Boulevard, here in the Galleria area, or at 2925 Richmond between Buffalo Speedway and Kirby, and it overlooks Levy Park. And it's absolutely beautiful and gorgeous office.
The center of the Houston universe.
Absolutely.
Someone told me that once, and
It
I
really
believe
is.
it. It really is.
Everything comes back to inner loop.
That is correct. Christina Sacco. Once again, Christina, how can people reach out to you?
713-816-6288. Or you can always reach me via email, christina.sacco@stewart.com.
And the number again is?
713-816-6288.
Christina Sacco. Thank you so much, Christina.
Thanks, Phil.
And now, as I said, we are fortunate not just to have one business development officer, but 2. And Bree Nodal is a business development officer with Stewart Title, doing tremendous work 24/7. Bree, welcome to the show.
Great to be back, Bill. How are you?
Here we are in our new home. Isn't it fun?
Congratulations. This is a game changer for you. It's a game changer for Stewart Title.
Stewart Title, we are now in a larger platform to help real estate professionals far and wide. So it is super exciting. And not only that, this radio station, as you have already seen, is fun to visit, and it makes you feel like you're in show business even.
Well, I know. It's very impressive just walking in, not to mention the great location.
It really is. Let's tell people, Bree, you represent what office for Stewart Title?
I represent Stewart Title Kirby. We also have the capability of closing at 2 offices. Christina mentioned 2925 Richmond Avenue in the Kirby Grove building, and it's an outstanding office, and also at the Post Oak location as well.
There are so many great places we get to be in this industry. This is one of them. Kirby Grove is super exciting. And as we said, that area of town is just going crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And along with providing, like Christina mentioned, all the CE classes and bringing value to the agents, we want to be the resource. I have 2 outstanding escrow officers that we close residential, luxury residential, commercial, and builder. And also, along with the classes, this coming weekend, Stewart Title Kirby is one of the underwriters for the 2020 Park Lovers Ball that's happening that benefits the Friends of West University Place.
That's awesome.
It's exciting. This is the third year in a row we're doing this.
My goodness. And we are involved in so many great events and functions, fundraisers even. Let's tell people as far as what's coming up even beyond from February.
We have classes that always assist. We will even go into the brokers' offices and help them as well with the different classes.
I see a theme here. We are trying to do everything we can to help the real estate professional be better in their world, whether it's a realtor or someone even in the mortgage profession.
Absolutely. And 2020, I believe, is going to be a fabulous year. It is picking up, and agents are smiling. So we're excited.
That's what I'm hearing, and we heard it today. I heard it last week. Things are rocking already. I think that's the two words, rocking already. Exactly. So let's tell people, Bree, if they want to reach out to you, I know they do. Once again, I will say it, stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer, and if you want to call Bree,
you can actually call me on my personal phone, 713-249-2213, and my email address is Bree, B-R-E-E, KNODEL@Stewart.com.
And the number again, one more time, is
713-249-2213.
Thank you so much. And if you are not in the fine properties, Kirby Grove area, if you are in the Woodlands, the Galveston area, anywhere else, there is a business development officer from Stewart Title there to serve and help you in your real estate transaction, be it commercial or residential. We're right there, and we're going to come right back with even more. Thank you so much, Bree.
Thank you, Bill.
Stay with us, please.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
Welcome back to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Nampick, and I want to say it again on this show, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance. With a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers, Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risk facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage those risks. And guess what? He's back. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Nice to be here as always.
We're just all helping people all the time with both our respective companies. Stewart Title, Stewart Insurance, a tremendous effort goes forth all the time.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of being part of the Stewart family, is that we truly have our clients' best interests at heart, and that we're here to make their lives and their business lives and their clients' business lives better.
And I will say this, if it is evident if anyone gets to know our company, Stewart Insurance, Stewart Title, and that is as far as individuals that are there to help and top quality people, professional people to begin with, we start with that and go from there.
Absolutely. I mean, our purpose is to be, that leading resource for title and insurance services within the real estate world. And from our CEO, Fred Eppinger, all the way down to our president, Tom Carpentier, to our team, the folks are here to help our broker partners and our title and attorney agent partners, our home buyers and home sellers, our commercial partners to make sure that their process in whatever their real estate relationship or acquisition is smooth and as beneficial as possible.
Indeed. And every week, one of the reasons people love your segment so much is that you always bring a topic and idea forth. What have you brought for us today?
Well, today's an offer. Today I have an offer.
All right.
For our real estate broker clients, real estate broker partners. If there's so much that's happened in the real estate industry right now, and there's so many fraudsters out there that are attacking the transaction or trying to manipulate the transaction, that we just want to make sure that our partners understand that there are two opportunities there for them. One, to mitigate the risk or minimize the chance of something happening, and then the ability to offset the risk with the proper insurance. So if our partners would like to have an opportunity for a conversation about what their plan looks like. Does their plan provide the coverage needed in today's marketplace? We'd be happy to do that. Come and talk about the plan. Come and talk about some of the things that they can do as a firm to minimize those risks, because the risks are real and the repercussions are scary.
They really are. And we think about, once again, all the activity. We hear about everyone being more busy, more transactions. When you roll that into play more, it's a matter of numbers when something's going to happen. So we do need to be on our guard and be able to mitigate that risk and be ready for risks.
Absolutely. It's, the beauty of technology is it makes things easier, and it makes things faster, and it makes things more convenient, but it's also made us more vulnerable. So we need to be careful in that, and that we, follow the procedures that we have in place, and that we do the things to make sure that the fraudsters can't, get a hold of us. It looks like that it's about 6 months before a company can identify that they've been breached. So can you imagine somebody has breached your system, and they're spending 6 months going around following each of the transactions and having access to all the private personal information that we house for our clients. I mean, it's scary. The fact that, there were 11,300 U.S. victims of real estate wire fraud in 2018, combined loss of $149 million. I mean, these are just scary things. So if we can be a small part in changing that, and if we can be a part in helping people learn how to minimize those risks, and then understand from an offset perspective, from an insurance perspective, what's the best way for them to proceed, then we've accomplished our mission.
No doubt about it. And when we think, I want to mention too, we took care to have an FBI agent, other specialists inside that as far as cybercrime, cyber liability. We will refer to 3 shows that are in our archive, Stewart.com/Houston, the last part of last year, Stewart.com/Houston. You could see those 3 shows marked as number 1, 2, and 3 cybercrime specials that they can learn more and also be able to put their guard up and learn what's really happening.
It really is. We have, we were able to have the chief information officer the chief technology officer from Stewart as a guest, talking about the things that Stewart does, and then and how they counsel their partners on the title side to manage those risks. We had Agent Agent, who is the special agent in charge of the crime bureau for the Houston office, on, and he was able to provide us some background about what's happening and how prevalent it really is. And we had Tom Carpentier and Will Elizondo from our office talking about it from an insurance perspective and how you can offset that risk. And then we had the gentleman from Certified ID that talked about some of the new processes and programs that are out there that can help minimize those as well.
Indeed. There were so many interesting bits of information. One of the small bits was that sometimes the fraudsters will tap into your email if you're a real estate professional and just watch it for months even at a time. These guys are precise. They target certain transactions, certain individuals. Like you said, they want information, but ultimately they want money. So be on our guard, get out there, go and work our business, but also make sure that we're covering our risks.
Absolutely. So that's the point. If we can help you with that and help you better understand it, because the challenge with insurance is you're buying something, you're investing in something that you hope you never have to use. And that can be a challenge. But the risk of what could be the downside is pretty great. So that's, when we talk about that idea of offsetting, is how much do you want to place on yourself and how much do you want to give to the insurance company? So that's what I'm saying is we provide the offer. If you would like for us to come and visit with you about that or have that conversation, we'd be happy to do so.
And they can reach you at?
A couple of ways. 866-798-2827. 866-798-2827. Ask for John Bramblett or Stewart Insurance at Stewart.com.
Once again, the number is?
866-798-2827.
And one of the things I love when they call, they can talk to a human being. In fact, I had to call the cable company last week, and I was going crazy to get a human. It was incredible. Thank you, John Bramlett, Stewart Insurance. We're coming right back with even more. Stay with us, please. Here we go, our final segment on Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. She is back by popular demand. Mary Lee with Cornerstone Home Lending. Mary Lee, here we are.
Here we are. Thank you.
Wrapping up the show, and I'm sure as you were here for the complete show, you started us off, what are some of the things that you're thinking about that maybe you should have told people at the first time that we didn't get to?
Well, rates are really low. They're going to remain low. If you're a fence sitter, now's the time to get off. Let's get pre-qualified. Let's get you in that house.
Well, I would say this, but you already answered the question. If I were to do a Johnny Carson, and that would be how low are they? But we'll just go past that. They're low at unprecedented marks of lowness. It's incredible.
They are forecasted to be low, maybe a slight tick up, but the slight tick up is still going to be really low.
And there are at least two kinds of fence sitters. There are those that are fence sitting to refinance their home.
Correct.
Then there are those that are in the process of buying, right?
We always hear from borrowers, I think it's going to go lower. Well, you call me when you think it's low enough, and then let's get started, and they miss the boat.
Well, when's the best time to buy a home? When you need a home,
That's
right?
exactly right.
And if you need one, or if you're inclined for whatever trigger that is triggering a potential transaction, this is just a great time to be in that mode.
And we'd love to help.
You are there at Cornerstone Home Lending, right there to help you and the team.
That's it.
And they're listening on they know you're on the radio right now.
They're excited.
Team.
Yes.
They're excited. They have the popcorn. They're sitting by the radio.
They are.
That's what I thought. So let's tell people. Let's hit again on the reverse mortgage and demystify that just in a couple seconds if we can.
Reverse mortgage is not for everybody, but it's going to help those families who want to stay in their home, live in their home. It's going to help them utilize the equity to afford long-term care, vacations, whatever they want to do. It's a non-recourse loan, and it's a great way for them to use the equity that they work so hard to build.
That sounds pretty good. Also, as far as you see things play out for 2020, if you were to have a crystal ball and say, where is technology going? Where's the market going here in Houston, Texas? What are some of the things that you're feeling about it right now that may appear as the year rolls on?
Well, I think technology is going to play an even bigger role in what we do in our mortgage world than it is right now, because people want it now. They want to push a button and get everything immediately. We still have underwriting that we have to go through, but we try to make that as seamless and as painless as possible. It is a paper-driven enterprise when you go to get a mortgage, but with the technology of being able to download it, get it to us quickly, we're able to take those items that we need, get it in front of underwriting much faster than before, and get our clients approved.
And for somebody that's in the process of buying a home, let's say they're about 2 months away, or they want to be in a new home 2-3 months from now, when's the best time for them to consult a professional like you to get started?
Right now, so we can structure it the way they need it. What kind of a loan are they qualifying for? FHA, conventional, jumbo. So there's a lot of work that goes into making that progress and that process go smoothly.
Be prepared, get started early, don't rush the deal, right?
Correct.
That sounds pretty good to me. Also, Mary Lee, Cornerstone Home Lending, how can people reach out to you?
713-212-3054 or on my cell number, 281-450-1870.
Give her a call at 281-450-1870. That's the year I was born, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah, 281-450-1870.
You look great.
Yeah, thanks. That's the first compliment I got all day, Mary. Thank you so much for that. At 281-450-1870, Mary Lee, Cornerstone Home Lending. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Tell your associates at Cornerstone that we said hello.
I will. Thank you.
And now they are back. We could call them the dynamic duo. I guess we can for our show purposes today. Darina Canizales and Andrea Thomas with RE/MAX Metro. The Metro stops here. Darina, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be back, Bill.
Well, here we are. We're winding up the show. Let's tell people, what else would you like to bring forth, and or Andrea, before we close out the show?
Sure. We have a few items.
Something I want to add that makes us unique is that we value people more than money. And I think our clients can tell that. We want to be a resource for our clients. Once you're a client, you're always a client. We are constantly honing our skills and want to do the best job for our clients, put our clients' needs first before our own, and that has definitely paid off. Our 95% of our business comes from repeat and referral, and we want to be a realtor.
And how long have both of you been working together, let's say?
I think we've been working together about 4 years. I'm about 18 years in the business.
And I have full-time 6 years in the business and with past experience.
And let me ask you, Dorena, what is it about real estate that got you excited or into this profession to begin with?
Well, believe it or not, it was a past experience when I purchased my first piece of real estate. And I said, a better job needs to be done. And who better than to make it happen than myself? So I took it upon as a challenge. And here I am. I have been very successful at it. And with Andrea, we do an excellent job. We are area specialists. I reside in Upper Kirby. So if you are looking for an area specialist inside the loop, we are your inner loop experts, and also surrounding appreciating areas, which are very important.
And Andrea, the same question for you. What is it about real estate that got you involved in the profession?
Interesting. So I actually come from a family. Both my parents were in sales. My dad was a real estate investor. And actually, my mom was a realtor when I was growing up. I never thought I would be in the real estate business, but it just kind of came naturally. Actually, when I was looking at my first home as well, it just gravitated toward it, and it's just been a wonderful career. Love helping people, and it's an area where I've been able to flourish.
Give us a quick word as far as being successful and being organized. Now, you came in here, you have notes, and it looks like both of you are very organized. What are some of the things that help you stay organized in your day-to-day activities?
Oh, goodness. Having a routine. Another thing that we both do is we're constantly improving ourselves, constantly learning. We're up on the latest trends. We're extremely resourceful. Being creative, it's required to make real estate transactions happen.
And let's tell people how to reach you.
My phone number is 281-536-8073. That's my direct cell phone number. Or my email, andrea.thomas@yahoo.com, andrea.thomas@yahoo.com.
And Dorena?
713-291-6139, or you can reach me at my email, dorenac@remax.net.
There you go. One more time on the number.
713-291-6139.
You've been listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Thank you so much for joining us today, and do not be sad that the show is ending at the time of broadcast. Why? Because it never really ends. You can always go to stewart.com/Houston to hear any and all the shows, the past 309 shows. That's stewart.com/Houston. And again, I would like to point out the 3 special shows we had on cybercrime. Super guests on those shows, they're marked 1, 2, 3. It's too easy. Stewart.com/Houston. We thank everybody right here on the show. And until next week, just go to Stewart.com/Houston. Somebody told me about repetition's good. What do you guys think? Yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. And until next week, Stewart.com/Houston.